I was a skinny guy and this is what my physique looks like now. And in the next couple of minutes, I'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, all right? And if you want to learn from me, my program is in the description. So if you want to join, I've put the link there. Let's do this. So step number 0. Before we start talking about something else or anything else, and before you start doing anything else, you need to believe that it is possible. You need to, I don't know how to explain it, but you need to know that you're going to be there. You're going to achieve it, right? Because what happens if you do not believe that this is possible for you to changing your body and to transform your body, then you won't be able to take the necessary actions in order to get there, right? So it's like if you want to go from point A to point B and you do not believe that going from point A to point B is you don't believe that that is possible, you won't go there because you think that it's not possible to go there, right? I hope this makes sense. So if you are in that situation where maybe you've tried a bunch of stuff and you failed, for that all I have to say is that there is nothing physical or anything stopping you from achieving that goal, gaining weight and getting jacked and getting muscular, right? There's literally nothing stopping you from there. The only things that you need to do, let's make them into simple, like really simple terms. If you eat more calories than you need and you train hard and you rest and you repeat that process over and over again, I don't care how long it's gonna take, but you're going to achieve that. You're gonna make gains, right? So if you need more motivation for that, I have another analogy, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video because I want to give you some more practical tips. Maybe at the end of this video, I don't know. So number 1, you need to eat more. This is the number 1 thing. And I know you've heard this in a lot of videos, but hear me out here. Eat more calories. Because the problem is you think you eat a lot, but in reality, you just feel full, right? I know you think you eat a lot, but it's not only about how full you eat, how full you feel after eating. So imagine if I tell you to drink right now 2 liters of water non-stop until you finish 2 liters of water, you're gonna feel full. And my question to you right now is, how many calories did you eat or drink? 0, right? So I just proved to you that it's not just about how full you feel after eating, it's about how many calories does the food that you eat has. That's all it is, right? So that's a problem because if you are a tall guy and you need about 2,400 calories, let's say to maintain, only to maintain, and you eat 2,400 and you still train hard, you're probably going to make a little bit of gains, but not that fast, right? And not that many gains because you simply do not provide enough raw materials, enough energy for your body in order to transform and to build bigger muscles, all right? So that's not to say that you only build muscle in a surplus. You can definitely build muscle in a surplus, but in a deficit, sorry. But I would say that that's a more likely scenario if you are trying to lose weight. If you are overweight, you're trying to lose fat and you train hard and you're in a deficit, yes, that's possible for you to build muscle in the same time. But if you are already skinny and you still eat in a deficit, it's very, very hard for your body to build those muscles and to grow those muscles, right? You need to find ways to eat more calories, and I'll make it very, very easy for you right now because I really thought about this. So step number 1 is going to be to decide how many meals you want to eat per day, every single day. So I want you to think of your favorite foods, favorite meals. Try to make them high calories, add some healthy fats, olive oil, all that stuff if you can. If not, there's no problem. And then count the calories for every single meal that you eat. So let's say you want to eat 3 meals a day. That's fine. Step 2 is going to be in between them or after you eat those 3 meals, add caloric bombs. So basically, when I say caloric bombs, for me, these are high calorie snacks. Things like shakes that you can make yourself, any kind of nuts and all that stuff. So I'm going to walk you through it. This is a 3,000 calorie example. I'm going to give you just a structure for you to know, okay, this is how I could structure my diet. So let's say, for example, when you wake up, snack number 1, you're gonna have about 300 calories, right? Meal number 1, you're gonna have 700 calories. Then meal number 2, again 700. Meal number 3, 700. And then a snack at the end of the day, in the evening, 600 calories. And you can easily achieve this with any kind of food that you like. In 300 calories, basically to have 300 calories in the morning, eat 3 bananas, right? That's it. 3 bananas, 300 calories. Then you can achieve 700 calories with any kind of meal that you want, any kind of food that you want. You can achieve this with chicken, broccoli, and rice. You can achieve this with pasta and chicken, with salmon, with rice, with all that stuff. Fries, wraps, all you can think about. You can make it. You can find ways to make it 700 calories. And 600 calories at the end of the day, you can have a shake. Add some peanut butter, milk, cocoa powder, bananas again, and you're going to achieve that, right? So that's it. You can actually make a shake with 6 bananas, right? 6 bananas and some milk, and that's it, 600 calories. Now, number 2, you need to track your calories. This is the second point, right? So first, how much should you eat in order to gain weight? That's the first question, because we want to know exactly what we're tracking. So for that, I would say take your body weight in pounds, multiplied by 16, and that's going to be the first number, and you're going to get a number. Whatever that number is, start eating that and track your weight. If your weight goes up by a half a pound per week, that's the perfect number for you. If not, multiply it by 17 or add 100 calories and then track again. Basically, you get the first number from 16, body weight in pounds multiplied by 16, and then you get the first number, track your weight, and then if you're not gaining weight, add a little bit more calories, 100, 200, 300, until you start to gain weight. That's it. After that, you need to track what you eat in order to make sure you hit that number, right? So all you need to do is to just put everything you eat in a calorie tracker app. There are multiple ones. Call AI, I think it's the most popular one these days. MyFitnessPal is also a great one. There are plenty of these apps. I would say just stick with the most popular ones, Call AI or MyFitnessPal. That way you don't go by how full you feel, but you actually go by real numbers. Okay, I ate this number, I need to eat this amount more, right? Number 3, workout structure. So we need to also talk about your workout. Just going to the gym, right, and doing what exercise you feel or what exercises you see on Instagram, or worse than that, not having a program at all and just going to the gym and just do what goes through your mind, that's not how you do it. That's not how you build muscle, right? So first you need to get the program. Whatever program you get a fucking program. And if you're interested, from my programs, is the first link in the description. You're gonna get a bunch more stuff, not only workout programs. Second, track sets, reps, load for every single exercise. I don't care. Now, the gym sessions are not going to be about just going to the gym, feeling that you do something good and healthy anymore. It's not going to be about that. It's still going to be about, okay, I'm doing something healthy here, but I want you to now think of it as a goal that you need to do, as a battle, as a duty, right? Because from here, once you start tracking sets, reps, and load for every single exercise, your job now is going to be every single week, try and improve. You're going to have a target to hit, right? So it's going to be like a small battle every single week. And there are 2 main ways to improve this. You either add 1 rep and you keep the same weight from the previous week, or you add 2 kilograms and you keep the same reps from the previous week. Now, you're going to hit a point where you cannot add reps and you cannot add weight. At that moment, I want you to train slower. Focus on improving your technique. That's it, in very simple terms. And then, you also need to train hard, right? When you train, you also need to train hard. And you have 2 options for to train: close to failure and to failure. There's another one beyond failure, but if you've been training for, let's say, 6 months, or less than 1 year, then there's no point for you in going beyond failure. To failure, it's like the maximum that you can go. So here is how close to failure looks like and to failure looks like, because it's very easy for someone to explain to you how it feels, how it should feel, or reps in reserve and all that stuff. But I think the easiest for you to understand this close to failure and to failure is by visually seeing what this looks like, right? So let's see, first of all, close to failure. So you can see now it becomes harder and harder. This is still close to failure, you can see. And now I'm gonna achieve failure. So until now it was close to failure, right? I didn't fail, I completed all the reps, but it's close to failure. And now to failure, let's see. Boom, that's it, failure. When you fail to complete one more rep, that's it, keep it simple. Next, we need to talk about rest. After you do all that stuff that I taught you in this video, you need to rest. And many people will tell you, you need to have 2 days of rest per week. And that's simply not true, right? The better way to explain this to you is to make sure you rest enough, is to have at least 2 days before you train the muscle again. And basically make sure the muscle that you want to train is fully recovered. You don't want to train a muscle when it's still sore. Remember, the muscle grows in the recovery part, not when you train. When you train the muscle, it's pumped, it looks bigger, but it's because it's pumped. There's more blood in it, there's more fluid, right? It's pumped. But actually, in the actual training, you're basically creating small micro tears in the muscle. So you're actually making it smaller. And when you recover, when you rest, when you sleep, when you eat, it's going to grow bigger. It's going to repair and grow bigger, right? So you need to do that. So let's say, for example, I train my chest Monday. Then I'm not going to train my chest on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to probably train my chest again on Thursday, because then it's fully recovered. And that's available for all the muscles. And if you enjoyed this video, why don't you just join my program, right? Because look, if you enjoy these tips and you enjoy watching my videos, I've put some of the best tips and all the knowledge that I have inside of my program. So here's the thing. It's very easy for you to not make gains as a complete beginner, because there's a bunch of information out there, right? There's a bunch of information and you're going to get into something called information overload. That means you're going to find someone, you're going to take their advice, and then a few minutes after, you're going to find someone else saying that other advice is better, right? And you're going to start to follow that advice. And in reality, there are multiple things that can work, right? There's not only one thing that is going to be perfect for everyone, right? But what is going to kill your gains is going to be not being consistent, right? And not doing the right things and constantly changing things and going for the shiny object syndrome, right? So for that reason, I really encourage you to join my program. It's the first link in the description. I've put the link there. Go, join, see, experiment, try it, talk with me, because we actually do that. And you have any kind of questions, I'll help you with everything you need extra besides what you actually get inside the program. So we actually get to talk to each other and to help you one-on-one.